Okay, got that helicoil out of that hole. There was a little tang jammed out in there. I used a drill bit and my little screwdriver and picked around at it for a while. Finally got to grab a hold of the and come out a little bit, and once it was out enough I unscrewed it. So I got the tang out. The problem was it didn't have enough room to come up through the screw hole because it was too long, so it jammed in there. Anyway, I got it out. It took me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I got it. It failed. Okay, so I've been thinking about what to do about this, and I'm going to go ahead and not do the JB well because I don't want to run the risk of causing more issues plugging stuff up down the line. Even though I drill it out here, it might get plugged up at the bottom down there, and the oil gouge will actually tease in like this further down. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in with red Loctite on the stud like normal, and I'll put my capillary action Loctite in there to seal it 100% up. So that would be, not 260, it's 290. So anyway, this is their penetrating stuff. It'll go in and tighten up a bolt that's already tightened. It'll lock it in. It'll suck in the thread and lock it. So I filled up the 50, 60 thou holes with this stuff in my race bike before. I know it works. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that. So we'll go ahead and put these studs in here now. So these are studs we're going to use. So these need to stick out 1/450 according to my cheat sheet over there. Let's see what the head actually says it's going to be. Looks like it's a little bit 480-ish. That one's 460. That one's 450. Typical Harley, they vary all over the place. So something between 460 and 475 should be plenty adequate. Let's see what the 65 had in there for length. Oh, they're a lot shorter. They're under 450 than these ones. About 430-ish. That one's 460. That one's short again. Alright, so it looks like 450 is a good number. One head's lower, one head's higher. Yeah, that's close enough. It'll be perfect anyway, right? Alright, so we use a couple different tools to tighten them up with. Now I got collets that'll hold these. It'll be these things. Snap-on made these. A few other companies made them. Snap-on didn't actually make them. Different company did. But anyway, there's 3 or 4 different companies that made these over the years. So this one's for a 3A16, but it's the same difference. So this would be a 5/16 24, would hold it. This is a collet, so you tighten this down, it jams onto it. See the split collet right there. So that'll hold the stud, and you can go ahead and screw it on down to whatever you need it. The problem is you don't know how deep it is because the stud's inside of here, you can't see it. So I'll just put 2 nuts up in here that I can measure directly what I'm doing. These should go in there relatively easily, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So to do a double nut, you just take 2 nuts. So screw them on down. And you put the other one on top of that one. Make sure you're at least flush, if not slightly below. You take 2 wrenches and tighten them up. They're tight. So now you got a stud driver. And you put a little Loctite on that. So I like putting a bit on the thread here, like that. And we also put some in the stud hole right here, inside of here, like that. I don't know if you can see it, it's in there. That way when the stud goes in, this Loctite will slide it, go up the thread, and the stuff that's below it will go into the head and lubricate the thread as you go down. So you're getting good Loctite penetration on both sides. Let's see if this thing will go down without stopping. This one's getting kind of tight. It's about 1.5 inches right now. A little extra. And we're about 470. So if you measure it, we're upside down, but scale might measure that, I'm not sure. Alright, so to loosen these up, you just hold it with the opening there. And if you do it like this, you can just tighten your grip. If you go like this, you got to pull like that. When it comes loose, it rips around everywhere. So just use your wrenches appropriately, and that's all it takes, just your hand. So if you just think about how things work, you can save yourself a lot of grief. Remember, don't drill that hole deeper over there. It's bad. Okay, so now that stud's in there. So looks like they're all about equal height now. So we're good. So we got to put one more in over here, and we got to do my favorite one right there. Not sure how tight that would be in there. Then you want to start. Now if these studs go in too tight, I pull them back out and then I put assembly lube on them to get them to go in all the way. This one just locked up. And we're not even. Oh, we actually are in there where we need to be. Alright. So actually can come up just a tick. Yep. Maybe not. There. There. One more flat. See? Should be about 450, 460 now. Let's wipe off the excess Loctite. Alright. Let's try this one. You got enough to choose from. Let's choose one that actually might start going in like it's supposed to. Studs and helicoils don't like each other. They're both slightly fat. So when you got two fat things, that means things don't like to work. There's no room. I'm going to see if this will go on dry. I don't think it will. Oh, it does go in. but it's going to get tight real quick. Alright, put a little bit of red on here, not too much. In the hole. On Loctite, it starts to bite up of you as you go in. Like it's, once it starts to lock up, you're screwed. So don't screw around. Get the thing in where you want it. This is way off. Getting tight. We're at about 460. That's about where these ones are all at. So it made it. When you put the helical in it correctly, it doesn't move. I definitely had some torque on that thing. Those picks on helicoils, they actually work pretty damn good. When they're installed correctly, anyway. Okay, now that one's in there. So now what I'm going to do is put the 290 on top of it. So I like using a little screwdriver. I put a little bit on my screwdriver tip, like that. And I go and pinpoint it right where I want to put it. If you just put it on the stud there, you see I just sucked into the hole. That big drop just disappeared right into the hole. So come back and get another drop. More than a drop. Just spoon fed it on in there, see? So you just stick it in there again. And see, it just kind of sucks it up in there. It'll start going around the circle and filling it in. So whatever gap you got, it'll go in there and fill it. And we already got a little bit of red on there, so this is taking up the gap between the red and what was left. See, right now it's just soaking it all right up in there. It's taking all of it. So we'll just keep putting it in there and let it fill in. Just do this until it starts to get stupid on how much it takes. Now if you got a little heat in the head, it'll set up in there a little bit better. We want to soak in all the way around the stud, so we have to put enough on there to fill in that whole void. Now it's starting to fill in. See, now it's got a Loctite around the thread there at the base. So that means it's got enough in there. We fill up the hole. So we just let that kind of set up there a little bit. Best thing is just let it sit overnight. I need to put guides in the head, but I'll just do that tomorrow. I don't want to disturb that. I should have did the guides before I did this, but oh well. So you can see how that just sits on top of the surface now. And we put in 5 or 6 screwdrivers with the Loctite on there, so it's quite a bit in there. So that'll, whatever doesn't set up on the outside, we just wipe it off, and then it'll be sealed on the inside. That's how you do it. We got those dowel pins right here we got to put in too, so we'll sneak in here and grab some of that Loctite. It looks like that one's a little loose. It is. Put a little dab of red on there. That looks like it's in the wrong spot. grab my lifter block and check it to see if it goes down there or not. See, now it drops right in like it's supposed to. So that dowel pin looked like it was in there cocked a little bit. This one right here, the hole is kind of ovaled out. So like I said, I put the block on there and knocked it down all the way. That centered it up and it was good. I got to put one over here too. So we'll do the same trick. All the way down. Self-centering now. See how that works pretty good. Now aftermarket blocks, those holes are really, really loose, so you don't have a problem sticking like that does. Alright, so that head is good to go. We kind of lost a little bit of that Loctite that was sitting there because it stuck to the lifter, or the rocker arm block. So this stuff will stick to whatever's near it. So let's go ahead and put another drop right there. Kind of seal it in there. And let it set up. So this 290 is pretty good stuff. So it has lots of uses. It's a little bit less than blue for holding power, but it's only about 10% less. Okay, so that's going to be, I'll let that set. Move on to the next head. We got 5 studs to do on this one. It's the same way. And all the dowels are out of this one also. This hole's pretty eaten out. See how that dowel hole looks ovaled out. So I'm going to have to do the same trick. Put some red Loctite on it, line it up. So you got a lot of work you got to do on these heads before you even get doing the valve job. Got days of work on these heads already. We haven't even started on the valve job yet. Just fixing all the other stuff that's bad on them. So the panheads take up the most time. Except for knuckles at the ear, the things are all broken off. The brackets are broken off, surfboard mounts they call them. Rocker stands get broken. Then they become more work than panheads, but otherwise they're not. This one's going in about halfway decent. A little bit low. About that much. Yep. Good. Too far I can't grip it, so you gotta get close enough and use the gripping trick. If you can call it a trick. And while you're doing this, you're making sure you're not forgetting to do anything else. So this one, I'm going to do the dowel pins, so put them in. It'll look loose, but it's tight. go. So we just have to double check and make sure everything fits. See? Notice how loud my bench is when you put stuff down? I'm not throwing stuff like everybody says I'm doing. Steel workbenches are big echo chambers. People think they know what the hell they're talking about. Don't. They just like making comments. Of course, I comment back about their comments. Let's see here. But every now and then you get a good comment back. Good. Yeah, and then you get some good tricks that I didn't know about every now and then. You're always learning, even me. I learned don't drill that hole deeper now. Don't forget, don't drill that rocker ram block hole deeper. Not good. You have to put that in your mental list in your brain. To remember, don't do that. Just like I know this one goes in the intake port, because I've had to fix them when they were that, and I've actually done that before because they're real thin. They're actually pretty damn close. You can cut through them and not even know it. But the intake port don't matter that much. You put a hole in it. Oil galleries do. You notice I'm using a double box wrench because it has this offset that clears the studs over here so you don't get yourself. It also gives you enough leverage you can pull. Well, this one got loose once I got going in it. So you're going to put the wrench this way. It's hard to do it because this one's offset away from the other one. So you flip it around like that. So you got, it goes overlap where you got closer. It's all about how you hold them. So you don't need much Loctite. If you put a bunch on there, it just makes a big mess. So. This one's going all the way in by hand. It didn't get tight until the very end. Yep, right at the very end it got tight. Yep. Last one. All right. This one here looks kind of bad, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little extra Loctite in the hole. These ones, the threads look kind of bad, about 3 down, 4 down. It goes in finger tight. Take it right to there. Yep. Tighten up about the same place in the last one. The last half a turn to a turn. This is going to be like the last turn on this one. I just started getting snug. We got tight right at the very end again. That's good, that makes the Loctites work better when it's got something to pull against. Okay, we got all the studs in here. Yeah, we got the motor mounts in. Except that motor mount still looks like it's half out. Pull off that excess Loctite. Okay, a couple more dowel pins. Here when it starts to ring real good, that's when you're at the bottom. Now if you had a punchy hit on this, it'd be a lot better. It's all the way down. Not moving. Okay. Block, that one fit right on there, no problem. Yep. This one doesn't fit. And this one doesn't like to center up. Which one's tight? It's only the last little bit that gets tight. Yeah, just have to wiggle a little bit to get it out. Alright. So that's all in there. That went pretty good. At least something's working better. Everybody's wondering about me scratching up my surfaces. See how the head doesn't have any scratches in it from holding my workbench? Because I keep this nice and smooth and clean. You have a thing called a file. Go like this. And keep the burrs down. And you wipe it off frequently. So when you have no burrs, you don't have any scratches in your head gasket surface. And if I put on the bench, you notice I got the exhaust port hanging off the end here, so I'm not beating the hell out of the exhaust port, crushing what I just made. It's how you do things. Doesn't matter what it sounds like, it's what it do, how you do it. Okay, now I want to check the exhaust. This motor mount length here. This one's up about 1/1080. This one's about 950. This one's about 1050. This one's 950. So there you go. They're all different. Nothing like being consistent. So if in doubt, you go tighter. This one doesn't look like it's going to move. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try though, see if I can make it move. I can see the vice grips on here. Looks like someone's already trying to do the same thing. It's hard to tell what their idea was. I'm sure they had a good one though. Just keep a pair of nuts in my toolbox for doing stuff like this. I have to go back and looking for them later. Okay, these are going to be 5/8 headed. So I'll use a crescent wrench in the 5/8. Actually, one of them is 11. That one's actually 11/16. Let's see if that'll actually go down deeper. No. There it goes. Yeah, appears to be snite, a little bit tight. There. Either nuts are turning on the shaft. Maybe just nuts turning. Yeah, I guess just nuts turning. For 1.1. Yeah, I don't think it moved. Make that tighter. Mark it so I know where it's at. See if it'll move. No, it's moving. Half a turn, quarter turn. Oop. See, I marked it. It was over here, so now it's on the bottom. So it is moving. It is dropping in. Just not sure how far it's going to go before it quits. Okay, that's about an inch, so that's kind of in between the two. See, this one here was in how deep? This one's in at 950. Whoops. That's called dropping on the bench that time. It landed right on that broken fin. Good thing it was already broken. Okay, so I think we're still above an inch. Definitely snug. Okay, I think we're under an inch now. I'm going to loosen this up. And we are at about 980, 985, just under an inch there. I don't know if you can see it or not. So anyway, so we got that a little bit lower, so that matches more of the other ones. So this one here is up in the air too a little bit. This is at 1080 or so. So this is the 65 head. So let's see if we can move this one down while we're at it. You're doing one, do them all, right? Okay, let's go ahead and mark that again so I know where it's at. Let's see if this thing will move. Oh, geez, that moved easy. Oh, that one's loose. Okay, that's like cheating. That's a plain case of lack of Loctite. Lack of Loctite. I'll get some words in there. Yeah. They just got lazy and didn't Loctite it. Probably a lock nut on it and everything. Alright. That was disappointing. It moved easy. It's even more disappointing putting them on my hand. That's really bad. Threads are loose right until the point where it starts to tighten up, where you start fresh. So that means the threads are worn out where the stud is. As I drop the stud in, it gets tighter. Let's tighten this one. Alright, this one is just under an inch. This one over here is about 9 something. Yeah, it's under 950, so give it one more. Another quarter turn. And that'll put me under about 950 on the tapered part. When you take the nuts off, you can actually measure it. If I can see it better. Yeah, we're actually under 950 because it's got a pretty good chamfer on this one. Let's see what this one was. Yeah, it's about the same. It's about 930 where the thread starts. Okay, so we equalize the studs. So, there we go. One more thing we did. We're flying now. Okay. So now we get to put valve guides in. You're gonna hate me for doing this. Here's my beating board. I'm gonna beat the hell out of them. All right, let me get my tools. We'll be back.